guys, Shaz here, back with another recap of Survivor Season 46. If you're ready, grab your buffs and let's chat. Today we are talking about Episode 8, and because it's May the 4th, Leia and I would love to wish you a happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So we've just had two tribals where Tim was voted out and Soda was blindsided. And the first team is back at camp, and Q is really keen to have a conversation with Ben.
I need to get Ben before all these other people come to the group.
But Ben is not that interested.
I don't think you guys realize there's like not much to hash out. It's like
So Q is by himself on the beach, getting more and more frustrated.
It's not okay just to come to camp and kiki hee hee.
Tribe gets back to camp led by Venus.
We're all expecting Venus to be gone.
And everyone, of course, wants to know what happened at Tribal, and Miss Venus is more than willing to spill the tea.
Surprise, surprise, 2 votes against Venus. Karma bit them in the ass, and she went home.
And Venus is still taking all the credit and reveling in this moment.
She's like, you got me. I'm like, yeah, I did.
Kevin finds it totally amusing that Venus is wanting to claim this move.
Venus has taken the accolades.
Liz, though, is not that amused.
I thought I was a cocky bitch.
It seems she also wants to take credit for the move.
Ever since I met all of you, I've been saying, hey, Soda.
Let me get this straight. We all know Liz has been saying Soda's name from the start, but she's been doing nothing to actually rally the troops to her side to get Soda out, right? At least Venus did speak to Maria and Charlie about Soda being an option, so she put in a little bit of work. But Liz was lazing on the beach all day. Or did I miss something? Day 15, and Q is playing the fool.
Get the Q skirt. Come on now.
God, he went on and on about this.
It's gonna be the next big thing. Get the Q skirt. Yep.
Charlie is starting to see that Q actually has some power in this game, so he wants to align himself with Q, or at least get onto his good side. When did Q get all this power? Charlie goes and has a conversation with Q and Hunter, and this is where he learns about the +1 alliance.
This is the first time that I'm hearing of the 6. I want to get hired for this position, you know, I want the job.
Charlie in, basically replacing Tim with Charlie, right? Everyone's chilling at camp, and Q decides that they should play a little game.
Hide and seek would be so fun right now.
But there's method to this madness.
I'm gonna use this as part of my gameplay, but everyone else is just fun.
Everyone at camp is game, let's play hide and seek, and off they go into their hiding spots. But it seems it's not just about finding a good spot. There's a lot more behind how people play this game. According to Q,
Who can hide in plain sight?
and according to Venus.
It still reveals a lot about people's personality traits.
And boy, do these two have a lot to say about how people chose to hide and what that means about their gameplay.
She's a little sloppy and may not know to hide those little details.
Now I know that you are playing the game. She can go undetected.
She blended in. That says to me that she's someone who works well with her surroundings and is really adaptable.
This guy is capable of playing an undercover game. Ben made a mistake. Hunter made a mistake.
Back at camp, Tevin and Venus are having a little conversation, and Tevin is giving Venus all the credit for the Soda blindside.
I think you had an excellent move, and I think...
Thank you for respecting her.
Yeah.
Our Venus has totally convinced herself that the Soda blindside was all because of her.
I put in the groundwork to get all of the necessary votes in. I'm kind of the first person to pull off a blindside.
Venus goes on to inform Tevin all about how she set the vote up, and comes off a little patronizing. It's like she's schooling him.
I pulled in the numbers as soon as I could.
And Tevin is just playing along and playing her.
Damn, let's go.
I know, and that's the game.
So now that Venus has basically explained how she masterminded the Soda blindside, she wants to talk to Tevin about some strategy.
I don't think I've heard you talk like strategy-wise, like what you see for the next phase of the game.
And Tevin's basically telling her, you know, he doesn't really have a strategy. He just votes in the moment.
I'm moment to moment.
Your moment's moment.
And Venus is telling him, you know, Soda was the same and look what happened to her. Oh, Venus, our guru.
You need to sometimes show a little bit of like commitment in a direction.
So while Tevin is loving this, he's having the time of his life, he's telling Liz all about Venus's delusions of grandeur. Liz, in the meantime, is just super annoyed.
Shut up!
She still believes the Soda blindside was her move, but realizes that everyone else sees it as Tevin's. So she now needs to bolster her resume.
I'm here to play too.
Back with Plus One Alliance, and Tiff is having a conversation with Tevin, and she's thinking Venus shouldn't necessarily be the next one out,
That's just another body.
Right.
which Tevin is not that comfortable with.
Tiffany is not lining up with what the six want.
Tevin goes off and tells Q all about his conversation with Tiff, and he's thinking that, you know, we have this alliance of six, so when I ask you if it's not Venus who should go home next and you don't have a name, it seems a little sus, right? So Q is happy about this at all. Tiff is basically saying, let's wait until immunity, see who wins, and then decide on whom to vote. And he feels like she's turning on the alliance. So he goes and has a conversation with Tiff, and she puts out Maria, or Ben's name.
Big mistake.
Maria's in the alliance, and no one's allowed to turn on the alliance except Q. Q is now ready to send Tiff packing,
Maybe Tiff Blue we sent home.
because how dare she try to play her own game.
And in this game, you have to play a Q game.
So not only does Q run to Maria and let her know Tiff is putting her name out there, he also shares her secret.
Tiff has an eye.
Day 16, and finally time for the immunity challenge.
Come on in.
Basically, they need to cling to a pole that has tiny little foot and hand grips, and the one who lasts the longest wins immunity. But Jeff, as always, has a twist. He offers them a deal. If 4 people volunteer to sit out, they win a bag of rice that will last the tribe basically till the end of the game.
No negotiating, John?
The alternative is 2 people agree to give up their votes. So Q volunteers first.
I'll be one.
I feel like this is another test, right? There's always a test with Q. And Liz, who is basically allergic to everything on the beach and hasn't eaten, I think, since she got there, is the second person to volunteer.
I haven't eaten.
Okay, so we've got 2.
But no one else does, which means that everyone has to play.
And this challenge is on.
Q is out almost immediately, followed very swiftly by Liz, then Kenzie, then Ben. And Q is pissed off. Maria goes next, then Tiff, and we are left with Charlie, Hunter, and Venus. And surprise, surprise, Hunter wins immunity. Back at camp, and Q is still pissed off.
It was just idiotic.
But he has not changed his mind about who he's voting for.
It is time to send Tiff to the jury.
Tevin and Hunter are on board with the Tiffany vote, and they believe that Maria and Charlie will stick with their alliance. Tevin also believes that he can get Liz,
I believe that Liz would vote with us.
but Liz has plans of her own.
It's got to be Tevin.
So Liz is putting in the work, and she's getting everyone on board with the Tevin vote.
We gotta vote for Tevin.
And the only 3 who don't know about it are Hunter, Tevin, and Q. But then Tiff makes a huge mistake.
Everybody who I spoke to today is saying Tevin.
So Q goes off to check this with Liz.
Is that real coming from you?
You know, he's feeling he wants control back.
I wanted to gain control again.
And he decides to do this by filling Hunter in on what's been happening.
Tevin is the one that's going home tonight.
Q is basically saying, look, the whole beach is voting Tevin, so it's done deal. Just don't say anything.
Because then they gonna know I said something. You see what I'm saying?
So just keep it on the down low. Our dear sweet Hunter, though, is baffled.
But it just seems so off the wall for me.
So Hunter's not really interested in whether or not he's going to throw Q under the bus.
I just know what to do. But I gotta get a pulse on that.
And he rushes off to go and have a chat with Liz, Maria, and Charlie.
They're coming. Here we go.
And Q is feeling very uncomfortable.
This plan is all screwed up. I should have kept my mouth shut.
And while Hunter is getting the story from these guys, Tevin is blissfully unaware. And Venus has got her eye on this group. She's watching their every move.
Hunter just fell onto his back. Now he's gesturing over here. Now he's gesturing over here again.
And as she's watching this, she's getting a little bit concerned. You know, the vote is Tevin. What's going on? What's this conversation about?
And my radar is going off. Something's afoot.
So she tries to go over and get an idea of what's happening.
What's up?
Sorry, I have to talk to them.
But they clearly don't have time for Venus right now. This group is thrown. What are they going to do? We thought it was Tevin. Now we're not sure.
Listen, I'll do whatever y'all want.
I'm voting Tevin.
Charlie and Maria go off to have a little chat so that they can decide between them who they are voting for. Will it be Tevin? Will it be Tiff? But then, finally time for tribal council. Jeff starts us off by asking about the immunity challenge and the fact that nobody stepped up to volunteer to get the bag of rice. So Q's talking about how he was still quite salty about that when they got back to camp, and Liz is talking about the fact that she hasn't even used the restroom yet because she hasn't been able to eat because of all her allergies. And then things get really interesting.
The only person that's going home tonight is me.
Q has basically decided he wants to be a martyr.
But I'm gonna ask everybody to vote for me.
Q, what are you talking about?
Q is basically saying that there are probably people sitting there in that moment and they're not sure about who they should vote for, and it's all his fault. And he feels that he is actually giving them all a gift. How generous.
And I want everybody to start just playing the game hard. You have a new beginning.
And I think Hunter's expression sums it up for everyone. So Jeff is checking in with everyone. You understanding this the way I am, right? Q is asking you to vote for him. Is that right? And everyone agrees, they're clear, they hear him, but they're so confused.
It doesn't,
But it doesn't make sense.
Why? The math isn't mathing.
And Jeff, you can see, is a little bit annoyed. He's kind of saying, you know, nobody wanted to step up so that you guys could get a bag of rice because you're also competitive. But here's somebody just throwing himself on the sword saying, vote me out. And while Ben is responding, the conversations start happening in the background.
In a genuine way. So it's like this. What?
And while everyone's talking about how confused they are about this whole scenario, Q tries to explain.
It's not me giving up. I want to play, and I've been playing since day one. Something don't sit right with me, and I feel partially responsible for it. I'm not going to steal someone else's joy and dream.
And we can see that the rest of the tribe feel pretty much the way we did. I think what I just loved about it was that Q seemed to imply that the guys weren't playing their own game up until this point, and he's now giving them this opportunity to do so.
I want y'all to go on and play, but start playing the game.
And the rest of the tribe was sort of, excuse me, we have plans, and maybe you are part of my plan, and you are just ruining everything right now. But I think Tevin said it best.
I'm not going to coddle them to say, stay.
Tevin's basically saying, you know what, Q, you want to go? Go. But the rest of the tribe is still in disarray, and here's where total chaos erupts.
Can we talk?
Yeah, it's your tribal.
I guess we're at a live tribal, Jeff.
Now seriously, guys, grab your popcorn or snack of choice. This is gonna get wild. Everyone is forming little groups, trying to understand what's happening, and more importantly, who they're going to vote for. People are confused.
I have no clue. Look what's happening.
People are annoyed.
I don't care for this shenanigans.
People are in chaos.
If he is this unhinged, he needs to go.
Some people want to stick to their original plans.
We say that. Yeah, that's what we meant to do too. I'm sticking with my plan.
Some want to change the vote.
I just want to do this.
And more secrets are revealed.
I knew you were getting Rose.
Thank you for me, Riley. You told Charlie and Maria that all.
So, yeah, chaos and confusion.
I just need to know who are we voting for. We should just do Venus. Oh my goodness.
Never seen anything like this.
And then...
It is time to vote.
And I don't know about you guys, but I was super excited about this vote because I had no idea where the votes would go.
If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you want to play it,
Tiff holds onto her idol, and so does Hunter. And then it's time to read the votes.
first vote, Venus.
Second vote. Third vote. Fourth. Then...
Tevin. Ninth person voted out, the second member of our jury.
all that chaos, the blind side went into effect. Well done, guys.
Tevin. Yeah. The tribe has spoken.
Bye, Tevin. So, guys, I'm dying to know what you thought of this episode. Please leave me your comments and your thoughts down below. As always, if you enjoyed this recap, please give my video a like and don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. And I'd really like to make it to, 50, I think. So come on, give me a shout, give me a subscribe. And as always, stay cool. Love you lots. Bye. Don't know about this Q-skit. How does it work? Guys, like this?